Hey everybody, it's Stacie Duffy here, your Denver Metro real estate resource, and today I'm coming to you from one of my listings that just went on the market. We've got an offer, so I think this is going to go pretty quick. But I just wanted to show you bay windows, okay? So I've done a video on adding curtains for staging, and I'll link to that down below. Now, note, the sellers did have this property professionally staged, which in certain properties I definitely recommend. There's some that don't need it in our current market situation. I'd rather save you all the money if it doesn't need it, but this is an almost 5,000 square foot house. So having some professional staging makes a huge difference, even using a lot of the belongings that they already had. But one thing stagers don't typically do is curtains, okay? And there's mixed feelings on it, but here in Colorado, a lot of times the curtains will stay. And most people, when they want to take their curtains, guys, are not going to work in the new house anyway, inevitably. They almost never do. So, but I am a huge fan of curtains. So these sellers actually didn't have any curtains up in this master suite. So I'll kind of show y'all. Here, let's go this way. So there's the door to come in, giant mirror, and then master bath, huge king size bed in a large room. And so there's tons of space in here. But there's these gorgeous bay windows that are south facing and have a ton of light. And they didn't have any, sorry, I'm trying to face the light so the video's a little bit better. And they didn't have any curtains on them. So I am a huge fan of curtains. Even if the stager isn't gonna put them up, I wanna put them up, especially in areas like this where it's gonna make a huge impact. And when you first walk into the room, I'll even show y'all this. Let me try. So when y'all first walk into the room from the hallway, I mean, bam, right? Like, oh, here's our gorgeous bed and our nice fluffy comforter and our bench and mirror. And then here's this gorgeous window. So without curtains, it's nice, but it definitely can feel a little naked almost. And they've got crown molding. And so I really wanted to accentuate the window, right? And bring your eye up as well, because these are really tall ceilings. So I wanted to bring the eye up. So given that, I'm a huge fan of doing curtains. And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, but that's such a big ordeal. And like, oh, it's so expensive, especially on a bay window. Okay, go on Amazon and I'll put a link down below. I don't usually do Amazon links, but you can get a bay window curtain set for anywhere from 25 to like 50 bucks. Okay, now this is a little bit bigger window and I didn't have time for that to come in. So I ended up just going to IKEA. So I'll show you what I did. I did this entire window for about $60. And you have to know the heights of curtains. So when you do a lot of curtains, you know that, okay, I'm gonna need 96-inch curtains or 84-inch curtains. Most standard 8-foot ceilings, 84-inch curtains are the way to go. That's what you find at Ross, TJ Maxx, Amazon, all kinds of stuff. And occasionally at TJ Maxx and Ross, you'll find 96s, but I wanted 4 panels the same and I didn't want to spend $100. So I went on Amazon. These were like $10.50 per panel. So I bought them by panel and I'll link to those down below as well. They're 96-inch curtains and I'm glad I bought 96s. I probably could have bought taller ones, but then I wouldn't have to hem them. So I got these up in 30 minutes for 60 bucks. So the 4 panels, that was roughly like $42. The IKEA rods are actually, or the curtain rods are actually from IKEA. And I like the larger rods, the larger diameter rods, because they feel a little bit more substantial. And small rods on a large window can look kind of like, man, like you cheaped out. So buying a larger curtain rod will always look better. And it makes it look like you spent more money on them, even though it's just a difference in the rod size and like $2 or $3. So the rods, I think, were like $6 for the long one. And then I got 3 rods. Actually, I got 3 rods that were all the same size because they didn't have a long one and I managed to piece them together. But I mean, it's going to be, I think, 6 for one and then like 4 for the short, for each of the short ones. And then the brackets are $1 a piece. And I use 6 brackets because I use, 2 for each window. Given the rod, you might need a longer rod. You might need a longer one for the middle of the tall window, and the lighting's not gonna be great since I'm facing a window. Sorry guys. But anyway, and then I'll show you how I put these up because I had corner connectors, but they didn't work with the IKEA rods. So this worked out really well. Let me shut up here. So the other trick is to always buy grommeted curtains because then you can hide the brackets behind the grommets. As opposed to like a pocket rod, because then you always see the brackets. And so when you're hiding that, because IKEA didn't even have silver brackets, so I had to do black brackets and silver rods, and we pieced it all together, but it looks great and it's cheap. And so here I've got the bracket, and see with the grommet, you can always hide that in between one of the folds of the curtain. And then over here, because I didn't have the corner connectors, or I did, but they didn't work, is just this. I just overlapped them and then hid those behind the grommets. And so you can't see anything from the outside of the window. So, and I did that on both corners. And then here, like I said, I had to piece together 3 rods. Well, all right, so that worked out because I had 2 that were too long and 1 that was too short. And then overlap over here. And then hidden back here as well. So, but the big difference is the impact that it makes on the window. So when you're going to hang these, and I'll film this at one point. I didn't do it since the stager and everybody was here when I was putting them up, but I'll film myself at some point putting up curtains because like I said, I kind of got it down. What the big thing is open up your curtains first and hang them from the very top, like pinch them and hold them up. And then see where the bottom is to make sure that the length and where it hits the floor is where you want it. So you're not having to hem them if you can avoid it. And also don't hang them right above the window, hang them up closer to the ceiling if you can. So once I know where the curtain goes, then okay, I mark my hole for my bracket to make sure that the height is okay. And then I take a little template piece. So I actually use the cardboard that comes with the IKEA brackets because it's long. I think it's about 1 inch wide or a little less than 1 inch wide. And it's probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 inches, probably about 10 inches long. And then I just tear it off at the height down from the ceiling where I need to drill the hole for each of my brackets. So then I mark and drill and mark and drill and mark and drill and put up all my brackets at one time. And then I can hang my, sorry, they got the walking path back here. So you got a dog and stuff. And then I hang all my curtains and they go up really, really fast and they look nice and they make a huge impact. But for $60 in curtains and rods and brackets, and then I got this on Amazon for $50, the duvet cover, and then I already had the shams behind there, the 2 gray line shams, but I think those came from Amazon as well. So for $110, the seller already, this is the seller's furniture, the stager brought in lamps and things like that, but some cheap linens, guys, just plain white, and they brighten up the space, and it makes a huge impact, and I don't know. I'm a huge fan of putting up curtains. I've mentioned that before. I will continue to preach it, especially in larger windows and things like that. It really softens a room. It makes it look more finished. And this is a mastery treat, so you want it to feel nice and warm and relaxing and hotel-like and clean and fresh and all those good things. So anyway, that's just today's tip. If you're liking my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are looking to buy or sell here in the Denver metro area, please feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to help. This is what I do every day and absolutely my passion, and I love my job. I'm very, very fortunate to help people do this every day. And then if you're looking for a realtor in a different area, reach out to me directly via my contact information on my website. And then, yeah, thanks so much for the time and have a great day.